The night my house burned down, I didn't cry. I watched the flames chew through the roof like an animal that had been waiting its whole life to eat. The fire moved fast, merciless, almost purposeful. I stood across the street in my nightgown, holding my wedding ring in my fist so tight the metal cut my palm. When the last wall collapsed, I felt something inside me collapse too, but quieter, cleaner. I had nowhere to go, so I drove to my son's house. I thought, he'll understand, he's my boy. When he opened the door, he looked shocked, almost guilty. Behind him stood a woman I didn't recognize, young, polished, with that smug, silent ownership people wear when they think they've won something. Before I could step in, she whispered something in his ear. His jaw tensed. Then he said it. "Get out. My girlfriend doesn't want you here." That sentence burned worse than the fire. He closed the door before I could answer. I stood there for a long time, the porch light flickering, the cold crawling up my arms. My reflection in their window looked like someone already dead. That night I slept in my car, and by morning I'd made a decision. Back then I believed in love that lasted. I met my husband when I was 19, a mechanic with kind eyes and rough hands that always smelled like gasoline. We built a life from nothing. I worked double shifts, raised our son, and watched my husband's shoulders grow heavy with years. I never noticed when those shoulders began to lean toward another woman. She worked at his garage, younger, bolder. I saw the way he started to smile at his phone, how he began showering before coming home, not after. I didn't accuse him. I watched. I waited. One day, when he forgot his lunch, I drove to the garage. And there she was, sitting on his lap, laughing like she'd earned the right. I left before they saw me. I went home, poured myself a drink, and began to plan. When the fire marshal said the blaze was caused by faulty wiring, I didn't correct him. That wiring had been faulty for years. I'd reminded my husband countless times. He ignored me, said he'd fix it. He never did. So when he left me 2 months before the fire, for her, the insurance stayed in my name. The policy he forgot to change in his rush to play house with someone new. I didn't start the fire, but I didn't stop what I knew was inevitable. It cleansed more than my home. It wiped the last trace of him from my life. Except for our son. But even he, it seemed, had been bought. His father's new lover had money now, from the sale of my house, my life. I'd lost everything, except one thing, the truth about who they really were. And that's when I remembered him. Elias, my first love, before I ever met my husband, before life got small. He'd made something of himself, I'd heard the rumors. Hotels, stocks, something in oil, a millionaire now. He'd written me once, years ago, after my wedding, "If you ever need me, I'll come." So I called. He didn't ask questions. He just said, "Where are you?" When he showed up, I almost didn't recognize him. Tall, tailored, eyes like a storm that had learned patience. He looked at me, really looked. "Who did this to you?" I told him everything. The affair, the fire, the betrayal, the son who turned me away. He listened, silent, then said, "Let me handle it." I didn't stop him. Within a week, my husband's garage was bought, quietly, through a holding company. The mistress was fired for inappropriate conduct. The house they just bought went under foreclosure. The mortgage sold, the bank repossessed it. Elias moved me into a small but elegant apartment downtown. He said, "You'll have peace here." But peace wasn't enough. I needed them to feel it. So I invited my son for dinner. I told him I'd met someone, that I was doing well. He came, curious, nervous. When he walked in, Elias was there, standing beside me. My son's face went pale. He stammered, "Mom, this is Elias Dalton?" He knew the name. Everyone did. Elias smiled faintly. "Your mother and I go way back." That dinner was quiet, polite. I spoke little, Elias spoke less. But I watched my son's eyes, how they shifted when Elias mentioned buying a small auto business recently. Recognition flickered, then fear. I let him stew. As he left, I hugged him, whispered, "Next time someone tells you to throw me out, think twice." 2 weeks later, my husband called me. His voice was cracked, desperate. The garage was gone. The woman had left. The bank had taken everything. "I don't know how it happened," he said. "It's like someone planned it." I almost laughed. "You always said you'd build an empire," I told him. "Maybe next time, build it on something stronger than lies." Then I hung up. Now, sometimes, I walk by the river with Elias. He doesn't ask about the past. I don't ask about the future. My son visits now and then. Polite, careful. He's learning respect.